Okay, so as a healer or shaman, the work that I do is not always vocalised. Not everybody knows that I am that or embody it, even though I'm in service. So really the work that I do can it can vary from day to day a lot. And so on the coast and in African culture, I can't speak for every country, but a lot of the places that I've been, and obviously where I'm currently at in Kenya, is some people have a fear of the water. As we're going through a massive awakening, which is very, very visible in this country as well, which is beautiful, deep conversation, self-reflection around our evolution, our consciousness and expansion into elemental knowledge and wisdom, and ancestral knowledge has been here forever and is revered by many, but also like discarded by others as negative magic and juju, when there's many powerful herbal healers and things. But I've just sorry, when I get a bit jittery, it means that there's other spirits in the room and just observing and watching what I say, so that I honour myself and the place that I'm in. Basically, I've been connecting with the water consciously for a year, let's say now, and every time I say to people, yeah, I go swimming every day, and most days as much as possible really, oh no, not for me. And I've heard many sad stories about people having to watch their loved ones pass in the water, and various stories obviously because of the boats in the past, and I don't really want to sort of talk on that note here, but the spirit of the water is very, very strong here, and also people's discernment of it. It's beautiful to see. Like when I first came, I've been through many different seasons here, but there was like a beautiful sort of connection to children and young ones. They're like fish. There's a group of boys down there who literally like are just water. They're incredibly gifted in how they interact and play with the water, in and out all day, in clothes, in their just trunks or whatever, but it's kind of quite fascinating to watch their connection to the water, and they won't have the same interpretation that I do of it as an observer, but they're also naturally shamanic beings. I think we all are, but they're obviously working with the water very, very closely, living by it. So in my time here, just talking about various things, I've realised how many people do not even swim, or would like to, or they just don't try, or maybe they'd opt for a swimming pool over the sea, the Indian Ocean here, which is powerful. And yes, we always need to practice discernment with the elements. Gaia, nature, she is the all-seeing eye. She is ever powerful, but she's also incredibly healing. And so there's various souls in my life at the minute who have been through some quite profound life-changing experiences in water, both positive and negative, if we talk on that. Let's say with lasting impact. And some have had to do healing around that. Others are currently working with different elements, but have also claimed their love and connection to the water as mermaids and sirens and mer people, fisher people. And someone I know nearly had a drowning experience in the water, and me having a profound sort of relationship with her. It's never anything that you can force upon people. You can only work with that element. You can only practice what you practice every day, and let your actions speak for themselves. Let the love of Gaia touch us in ways if we are open to it. And I think it's the opening, being receptive, the feminine element, the feminine nature in us, being receptive to these new lessons, new learnings, rather than closing and shutting things down with all these preconceived judgments and opinions and this, that and the other. And I'm not saying it's easy, especially if there is trauma in the lineage, in the DNA of various things that have happened in the water and across the oceans. But there's also good memories as well. And there's also a big part of our healing, collective healing, that needs to be done in the water. And recently I have a very cool friend here, and his partner swims, and I was always asking if he was going to swim, and he's like, oh no, you know, a lot of people sort of just push it away. And then on the magical day 12/12, portal of love, really, I think love is the biggest healer, he was called to the water. And I just remember him saying, and it's mad, our friendship is like, you know, he's very Gideon, I'm from here and local sort of boy, and I'm from this other space, but yet a love of life and just heart and faith and God in different ways brings us to like a friendship, or roots us in our friendship. And as soon as he said, guess what, when I was on with him, I went swimming, and I was absolutely shocked, because he was adamant that he wasn't going to swim, but the love between him and his partner brought him to the water. And then he immediately felt that he was being lightened. He actually said, I felt like a weight had been lifted from my shoulder. He felt like the burdens had been lifted. And it's not like the elements can wash away everything that's, you know, challenging in our lives, but in terms of the cleansing, protection from the salt, or however, like, people don't even need to see it as cleansing. It's just what water can do to us, whether it's the sensation of feeling weightless, or you're overcoming a hurdle that held us back in life, or we are seeing a beautiful fish, or we're in a loving relationship in the water together. There is much magic and much healing that can come from that. And water, the elements, you know, have been here since the beginning of time, and so we connect with these primordial, these ancient stories within us, within our lineage, that heal and unlock things. And so I call him my younger brother, I guess, watching him make this decision to unlock and also address an obstacle in his life, and something that his partner loves to do, was really quite touching. And so yeah, I want to say that if you are called to work with the elements, or if there are things that have been holding you back from trying something new, I would root into the love vibration now, and perhaps it's part of our collective healing to really stop resisting and stop pushing things away that are calling us, that are there for our like relief and release, and for us to just access greater awareness of self, our senses, these sensory experiences, these immersions, immersive spaces, whether it's in water or it's in even fun, joy, play, they really could take us out of the day-to-day grind that a lot of us have to do, because life is challenging and people trying to hustle, make a living. So those magical moments outside of the linear practical right brain thinking, left brain, like logical, my brain's going a bit mad now, any kind of practical logical thinking, and we move more into the intuitive feeling space, is 848 is clearing, is there for us to connect with. And I wish that for us over this, it can be a very difficult time of year for many people, whether it's Christmas or end of a year. There's many things, I won't say attached because I don't like attachments, but there are many things connected to these moments in times, families feeling emotions, and people feeling alone. And I trust that we know we never are. There are loving spirits around us. Also practice discernment, because there are some funny ones sometimes. So let's try to keep in our highest self. And someone said recently, our highest self is this one version that we're living in right at this minute, right now, because it's the one that's here directing. But that has yet to land with me. I'm not entirely sure, because sometimes this present version can make silly choices. So I'd like to say yeah, let this time be just one for self-connection and love and slowing down without expectations of gifts or giving presents and money and this and pressure and cooking and it's just, some people have time off work, some people get to see friends and family they don't always do, so just like it's nature can be very healing in these times of some might be stressful for people. So anyway, I believe the water is here for the healing of the nations, and I'm an ambassador for the water.